We're talking about Groesbeck and Malakoff. The quarterback for Malakoff, his name is Mike Jones, and he finds Jarian Hall. The pass is complete. Hall takes it all the way. There's nobody around him except for that guy who got knocked down. Groesbeck, Trent Platt to Adrian Ramirez. Curves around the Tigers, gaining some yards, positive yards, but Malakoff on defense will stop Ramirez at the 10, not yard line, the foot line. It says 10-foot line. Then he scores a touchdown. Malakoff would answer back as Bubba Hicks catches the ball around the 60-yard line, runs around the left side. Here's your final score for tonight. 52-14 Malakoff. They've been riding high. They're continuing to do good things.